What's going on, Harvey?
Um, Nothing but the rent, as they say. Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
Oh, Lord. Sounds like some hard times.
Yeah. Hard times.
Speaking of hard times, you know how hard the music industry is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the music industry and every other industry right now is hard.
Well, what do you think is the most common pitfall for artists that you've seen in your expansive career that's been about 60 years in the business of the industry of music? What do you think are some of the biggest pitfalls in the past and the future? What do you, what do you...
Well, it's something when you can talk about things happening and you're a part of what's happening and you're not going by what you heard or what you think you might know, you're going by what you experienced. And my experience is the times is the hardest thing for the entertainment business because when the times change, the whole system of the music business seems to change.
What do you mean? You mean?
Well, times changed. Like, we went through the rock and roll era, the psychedelic era, where, it was basically a real drug-ridden situation. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll was really, really the thing in the 60s.
Are you talking like the cocaine era?
Yeah. Well, each era changed.
Because I was thinking the television era.
Yeah.
There was the radio, then there was the TV, and then radio had its comeback and it switched from AM to FM, and those type of times changing.
That's right. That's what
and
I'm
then
saying.
The video, what is that song? Video killed the TV star, whatever was it? Yeah. Video killed the radio star, and all that going on, and then now we've got internet, which has completely allowed us to defund ourselves. So I think, to me, a big pitfall is money, I guess.
Well, money, that's always a big part of it. But the system is when everything changes, and everything must change. So the change, okay, let's just take the last 16, 17 years real strongly, earlier than that, but real strongly, the internet within the music business, it's been like, I mean, tremendous. It's been helpful and it's been very hurtful for some artists, and it's been very helpful for some artists, because with the internet, it's a great, hugely great promotion tool.
Self-promotion, you're right.
Yeah.
Shameless self-promotion. That was like the biggest frowned upon thing in the world. You couldn't get over in the business. That's why you hired agents. That's why you hired, publicists. And that was another change because obviously it usurped the market in all journalism and everything.
You know why? You got to have that? Because you can't go in and say,
look at me.
Hey, Bibi is the greatest.
I'm the greatest.
So you need to hire her now. You need to buy this record right now, right. And hire her right now because she is the greatest. And if you promote yourself, you got to say, Bibi, I'm Bibi, I'm the greatest. No one is as good as me. And you can't do that.
Look, I was driven into the industry because of this artist right here, Harvey Scales. Now, that's not true, but I'm saying that I am behind his music. And I want to sell it to you. And that's what you need. You need an agent. Now with all this shameless self-promotion going on, now we've lost agents. We've got the biggest agencies crumbling in the United States. I don't want to get real negative, but that's been people. I think people they're like they don't even realize they have to spend money in the business.
It's not.
They need to be working and putting money away to and use it for marketing. And you said you brought up a good point last week. People want to pay for the studio, but they don't even realize they have to come up with marketing money.
Well, one thing that I've done is a big mistake, and a lot of artists, has done in the past is when you get a budget, a great budget, the first thing you do is spend it. I mean.
Not me.
Yeah. Well, if you get $100,000 budget, you got to make sure in your mind that you got to spend $200,000. So you got to go back and get some more.
No, you can't do that, right? You can't only go to the bank one time.
Right,
you cannot underfund. That's something I learned.
Right. Well, if you remember in the 70s, that's when those budgets was getting outlandish with Kiss and all those big groups like that. Especially. And I mean, it costs a lot to make a record back then. At least 10 times as much back in the 70s as it does today. I mean, today you can, get your computer, your equipment, quick go in there and do the whole thing.
Like we're doing now. We're making our own TV show in my office.
But by, as far as the record, you can have a song, and the song could be the greatest song that's ever been written. But if you can't get it promoted and it can't get distributed, right?
Right, not us, but you, listener, right?
Distributed, right. Well, this is for everybody.
Right, but not us. I mean, because we always cough up all the money that we need, right?
Distributed, right, because if a record's hot in Chicago, that's going to do great for a while. In the city, we'll say Chicago, but if it can play in New York, Chicago, L.A., D.C. at the same time, every day, 30 days.
Right. That's radio play.
You got a huge...
Oops. We're still going
here. Got a huge smash, when that happens. And that takes promotion and promotion dollars too, Yeah, and a lot of young artists go into the business so blind, but you gotta have a dream. Myself and every other person that considers themselves an artist or anybody from the arts and the music business would have to think that.
It's funny. You're right. I never thought I would be singing anywhere besides church, and I used to dream of being in theater, but I never later when I was a stagehand, I was heavy into fantasizing, like this is going to be me with the microphone and the curtain, dreams. Do you think people overdream, underdream? It's okay to dream too far. What do you think about that?
Well, I wrote a song like this, and it says, and this is how I look at it: if you're going to dream, dream large. Because the bigger your dreams, the longer you're gonna hold on to them. And the more you're gonna try to.
Because you're not gonna reach them.
Right.
So I mean, you'll be good getting closer and closer, and then the dream.
Right. And you just gotta dream big, because the word of my song is dream large and not hard. Think outside the box and don't you ever stop. Just dream large. It's not hard.
I used to tell my son and different young people, okay, and this applies to musicians too, when I do talent management, artistic development, besides being a singer and performer. When you're dreaming your dreams and you're visualizing yourself and you've got the TV off, the radio off, and you're like meditating, and you're conceptualizing the directions you want to go, what are you wearing? If you can identify what you're wearing, I mean, people, they have a hard time sometimes getting the true definition of what they're doing and what their dream is. Well, look at your clothing. I know does that sound crazy? But to you, but what are you wearing? I used to say, well, what are you wearing? Are you wearing a tie? Are you wearing, what are you dressed? Are you, that help? I mean, I used to dream of just, glitter and, all that, most beautiful dresses.
Yeah. Well, when you but you still you got to dream the whole thing, the whole spectrum. You can't just dream I'm riding in this green car and the blah blah.
In the back of a limousine,
smoking
a blunt with a bunch
the
of
whole
babes.
situation. Yeah,
you gotta know why you got in the back of that car.
Dream large. You know, that's what I said. I mean, really mean that for young people.
What's your biggest dreams, Harvey, that you've seen come true? I mean, what were some of your biggest dreams when you were a kid? You know, I mean, you're a huge star. You're still growing. As big as you are, you're still growing.
You know, sometimes things happen to you, and you're glad it happened, and it like boom hits you and knocks you for a joke, but it don't seem real. You know, like I did reach one of my goals was to write a hit record, not the first platinum. I never thought that would happen, but try to write a hit record because we had records. Me and the Seven Sounds before the Disco Lady record. We've had records that scratched the surface, and we did make Billboard and it was in Rolling Stone magazine and all that, but. You know, we didn't have a classic, even though Disco Lady had written that for the band. And I had our bands, people helped me do it down Davis. And it came out great.
Well, actually, let's set the record straight. How was the song written? You've told me it, and I've seen different accounts on the internet that were inaccurate. Can you tell us?
What do you want to know?
You sat down at the piano and started going boom, 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 boom. How'd that work? Who wrote that? Boom, boom, boom.
I made it up.
That you made up, okay?
And I showed it to Vance, and Vance played it on the
bass. And who beat up the ding, 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 ding?
That's it. David Benefit. That's a horn arranger. That's got
a horn.
That's got nothing to do with
the song. Got it. All right.
Because some people, when they play Disco Lady, they don't even use that.
Okay.
That's an arrangement.
Okay, so what is the main body of
the song is doom 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 doom. That's the basic beat of the song.
Okay.
The melody, which is the most important part of the song, is shake it up, shake it down, move it in, move it around, Disco Lady. Move it in, move it out, move it in, round about, Disco Lady. That's the chorus. Then the verse is, hey, sexy lady, girl, I like the way you do your thing. You dance so fine, and you're right on time. Girl, you ought to be on TV, on Soul Train. When you get the groove, there ain't no stopping, and I just can't help it. I'm finger popping. Shake it up, shake it down, move it in, move it around, Disco Lady. And that's basically the song. And Don Davis added this: shake it, baby, shake it, baby, shake your thing. Shake it, baby, shake it, baby, shake your thing. You got me grooving, baby. I feel like moving, baby. Wow. You got me grooving, baby. Can't sit still, I'm moving, girl. Shake it up, shake it down. Move it in, move it around. Disco Lady.
So what part did Al write then? Al Vance?
Well, I basically wrote the bass part, and Vance added that, like Don Davis carrying the bridge. It walks down, then it walks up. Boom, 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 boom. It's the steps. Boom, 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 boom. Then it goes back to the check it out.
Yeah. Okay, that clears that up.
Right.
And because I don't remember, you were on some national TV show, not Unsung, that was excellent, but a different one where they were talking about it, and they basically didn't really have it right. So.
You never have it right.
No, but you don't even care. You're the most easygoing guy. I used to say you were mild-mannered, but Yeah, I mean, I tear it up on stage so much that I know
Mhm.
that you're not mild mannered,
Yeah,
but you're pretty easygoing.
yeah, yeah. I think you live longer, being easy going. At least you're healthy longer.
So, I mean, are there any other pitfalls in the industry we should warn people? I mean, some of the things that you and I have encountered lately because we do some development and management together and work on different phases of each other's careers. Um, Sometimes, like today, I'm not gonna say any names, but today we invited an artist to to join in on the fun, and she turned around and turned it into
you
us
know,
trying to ask her to work for free.
yeah. You know what,
And she's a valid artist. It's just that she's
Barbara?
not
You
part of
know
the
what?
production.
With people like her or whoever, or things that happen every day, something's gonna happen every day.
That's true.
And you know, you just gotta been in a position in your head where you're dealing with it. You know, then sometimes something can happen so traumatic. You lose a loved one or something so traumatic.
Right.
And everything else that somebody getting mad at you or calling your name or whatever, it don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
Compared
I'm not worried about
to the
people
big picture.
calling me names. Not at all. It's
Well, I wasn't directing that.
Oh, I know.
You.
Okay, yeah, but right.
You know.
Yeah, it's true. But I am an artist, and people do call me names sometimes, and whatever. It's all in good fun. But you brought up a good
You're
point.
never gonna satisfy everybody. I don't care what you do. You know,
Okay.
Michael Jackson was to me, personally, one of the most satisfactory entertainers I ever saw. And there was still a lot of people that even like him.
That's true. Very good. Yeah.
You can't satisfy everybody.
Well, you mentioned trauma.
Mm.
How do artists? I mean, people can't even get over trauma. How does an artist? When does?
Well,
I mean, how valid is art without trauma?
A lot of artists, whether they singing, entertaining, or artists that draw paintings, or whatever. A lot of times when that trauma have, for a long time, you have to lose yourself in your work. And sometimes that's when some of the greatest songs are written, when a person loses itself in that song,
Yeah, that's true.
And
it is cathartic. It is cathartic.
Right. Same thing if you're a painter, and each stroke of your paintbrush is going to be different when you're putting your feelings on campus.
I've got friends who are, I'm feeling it. Yeah. I guess that's when we shade our nouns with adjectives.
Most artists, especially musicians and entertainers, they put their heart out to the public. They're naked, as far as
put your clothes back on.
You know what I mean? They're naked.
They are
exposed.
They're exposed.
The public sees them. Even with the modern paparazzi and everything. It really blows it up.
Right. The blemish, the cellulite, or whatever.
Yeah, and if you're in a
not that I have anything like that.
That you drawing all these people, you gotta. If you feel like you gotta feel that if you're an entertainer, you belong to them anyway, and you love people. That's where I feel. I love people.
They're not your disease.
Pardon?
I've heard people say, different artists say, my love for people are my disease. My disease.
Oh, it could be. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But
I noticed you don't get into politics.
Either way.
I'll get all charged up in a lot of. I'll do folk and I'll do this and that. So a lot of the folk stuff is gets real revved up. So some of my artists and music directors, they get real revved up with politics. But you kind of have a way to look at it.
Well, because I like to know what I'm talking about, And I told you before, I only try to talk about what I experienced, um, and the politicians that I knew personally, that there's a few of them that was real good people, and everything. Then there's always, the politician is just like any other human being, just gonna kind of look out for himself, and those are the worst kind, you know. And but above just the politician, but the whole world um, is going through what I call change. You know.
Right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody is.
And man, I wish I could find this. I wish I could find this song I did. Me and Andy was looking for it not too long ago. It's called "Are You Ready for the Change?"
Okay. I think I found that on the internet.
Oh man.
You put it out in the 70s, right?
Right.
I think I found it. That's the one you tried to have me find. You sent me to find it. I didn't find it, but
Look in the mirror is what I think I'll check it.
No, you had me to find one of your songs. Are You Ready for the Change? But I didn't find it. But I found a bunch of other songs that I hadn't found before. I'm gonna look through this paper because I know.
How long ago was
this? Was like about a month ago. It's gonna take me a while.
I know. I told you. Look in the mirror.
Oh, is that what it was? Look in the mirror.
I think it was Are You Ready for the Change too.
Okay. It'll pop up.
Man, it's Are You Ready to Change is Jimi Hendrix all over again.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
So what's the story on that song? You wrote it when you were how old and all that?
Well, big story on it, with me and the band,
Well, you're writing something like that now, right?
Oh yeah, it's
like a revolutionary.
Right. Kind of, probably not as much revolution in it as it is a basic truth to the way the man is downtrodden and being more downtrodden as time goes on, and as we do things and write songs and everything that we think that is bringing light to and has gotten better. And if you look back on it, ain't nothing changed. And that's the same as the name of the song, Ain't Nothing Changed. Okay. Yeah.
I would like to spend some time at some point talking about just the real breakdown of how the industry works. I know it's like really rudimentary for somebody as experienced as you, but I think so many artists are out there just kind of swimming around, going, wait, stop, what do I do?
Right now, it's all ravel, needs to become unraveled because the powers that be that was running the record business had what you would call a shock, future shock.
Okay.
When the internet came in. Mm-hmm. That was a shock nobody expected. And it turned the whole distribution and promotion business part of the industry upside down. And those are the two most important parts of any song, any movie, any film. Because
anything for sale.
Yeah, because if you can't promote it and get it distributed to the theaters, if it's a movie, I'm saying, it's not going to happen, And if you barely get it there, slow and stuff like that, that just kills the sales of songs too. And the internet has played a huge part in changing the record business.
There's still the schedule, the timelines are still in place that the industry operates on. Is something that I mean, the people on the outside of the business don't know real technical talk about sales inside the industry, but the schedules are in place and everything is operating. It's just everything's on slow mo. Is that how you would describe it?
Well, everything's ain't nothing really in place no more like it was.
Well, there's distribution,
but you can walk in Warner Brothers, Universal, everything's right in place. This go in this office for this.
Okay.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
I've been in all of them.
I know. I was just okay.
And the thing is, half these offices don't exist no more. Because the internet they don't need this office. They don't need this office.
Right, because they got the internet now. They can do it right there.
And the huge okay, for instance, take it this way. You record a record and you get a hit here in the States, it's almost a year before it's a hit overseas. And it give you a hit overseas in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. I think artists are inundated with like website opportunities and trying to figure out which way to go. That they're really
as you
saturated.
know, when you get anything like that, a lot of criminal aspects is going to be there. People are going to be stealing and not going to want to do the right thing. There's no watchdog over that. There's no laws in place.
That's true.
All these artists are so pissed off now because these companies, all of them, not just name one of them, but all of them, they're not paying what they're supposed to pay to the artists.
Back in the day, I mean, and I think a lot of the great artists that are sort of falling between the cracks the last 20 years, they're in the situation they remember, especially if they're mature artists. Well, when you used to get signed, you'd get a car, you'd get a house, you'd get, spending money, and there was it per diem that they gave artists, or how did that work? We'll give you $100 a day for the next 3 years, or how did it work? But that, when they signed a major artist, I mean, they gave them money and a house and a car.
They'll get per diems.
Well, they just gave him like, here's $100,000, or how did that work?
Yeah, well, whatever his lawyer and him might come to, to tell the great company that they need to do this or do that. And advances is a bad thing.
Okay.
Because that's what happened to Tony Braxton so many times. And first of all, the artists don't realize he's being charged for everything. He's getting charged for the guy cleaning up the toilet. He's been charged for everything while he's riding around. Give me a limousine. I'm going to the 7-Eleven. We used to do that. Take limousines to the 7-Eleven. But,
sounds like that.
But when you're young and you got a huge budget like that, you're in Hollywood or New York, and
right.
you're trying to live it up like the rest of them, the big artists or the big stars, and even hopefully that you don't get in on these drugs and that. But still, whether you do or not, you got to live that certain lifestyle, and your money's going to dwindle.
You know how you and I are kind of we're on the flip page now. We're on the page that says like we're seeing like real big budgets and being able to be put in and administer, oversee, or be a part of like massive productions with huge budgets. So I guess that's like interesting. Now I understand like these investors, and you hear about artists maybe getting killed because they spent $40 million for an album that only brought in $12 million or something, different things, that the different dichotomy that exists. But you and I have been working on a $30 million budget, and it's it's quiet. We can't really say, but it's weird because we're not going to be taking a limousine to go get a Slurpee at the 7-Eleven, but we have to kind of make sure that other people don't. I mean, you're going to be busy, doing this other stuff, being you, recording and talking about the things related to the film and performing. But our company infrastructure is going to be, and so what do you think about all that? You kind of overview everything because you're like the godfather, and I'm not the youngest artist.
What are you asking specifically?
I mean, what's your take on all this? I mean, like these massive budgets, and can artists and organizations today handle a $30 million without taking the limousine down to get
Yeah,
Slurpees. I mean, because that ain't gonna fly.
I see a lot of artists, of course, they still spending their money, but they're not spending it like as crazy. Well, they spending it crazy, but not as you know childishly as we did. Let's put out.
Well, you were how old? You were what, 19, 20?
No, I was almost 30.
Okay, well that's still
I
pretty
got
good.
that money,
Okay.
But it's not so much with the age; it's when you get the money.
How broke you are when you get it?
Yeah, well, most people is not that broke. The average, and the average people are broke. So you know. But then there's different aspects of broke. Because I've seen people with a whole lot of money that I mean
they carry nothing on them.
Well, plus you wait forever trying to see them happy or see them smile. I can never understand that. But
why they're hoarding it and not spending it to make their lives better. Yeah.
That the money don't always make you happy.
Yeah, that's true.
If you got problems and you get a lot of money, you have more problems. Yeah. I mean, you probably say, "Oh, it's a problem I'd love to have," but after you have a problem, money can. I know it sounds like a cliche everybody's heard, but money don't really only buy you happiness to a certain extent.
Well, when I was in my 20s, I used to say if I'm gonna be poor and thinking I must be rich in wealth, but that was that. I'm no stranger to money. It's money who's stranger to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, money can be real elusive.
And that's the
thing. Like the elusive butterfly.
I'm worried. I don't want to say worry because I'm phasing myself out of the house mother of all artists, but the company is A.I.M. So what I've been doing, we've been aiming musicians in the right direction. I met an artist, a 12-year-old pianist, concertmaster today, just about, which is a term I use for pianists that are as well, and banjo players too can be concertmasters, but 10 years old, virtuosa. So aiming that artist towards the right direction where she's going to go. Mm-hmm. If you had to aim a 20-year-old today, what direction would you aim them first? If they really felt like they had something hot, mm-hmm. and let's say they already had it recorded and had a branding, and they just had the look, had the clothes, had the showmanship. What would you grab them and say, here's Quincy Jones, or would you say, I'm Harvey Scales, let's go to the studio, or what?
Yeah,
what happens?
At the point, the way things are now, you don't need Quincy Jones. You don't need them. All you need is a hit and somebody behind you with money, whoever they are. It could be the guy next door.
Well, you can't have a hit unless you have money.
That's what I'm saying. Because I'm gonna tell you. Without exposing anything, but there's a lot of hit records that's gotten because right now on the net that I found out that there's certain companies and entities you can buy to have a lot of these companies directly go to your site and hit
right.
Millions of people can hit your site.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you can get, if you got some money, you can become very wealthy in a short length of time.
Yeah.
If you got, especially if you got a backer. That's all you need is a backer these days. You don't need no record company.
Well, we look forward to spending more time passing out inside industry information. We just got to put together some thoughts. One of the things that I'd like to talk about is something that the artists really need, that they'd be willing to pay for that knowledge. And so we want to put together some really juicy tidbits about the industry and how to make money in it, and pretty much get the message to you. So
Yeah, to all my friends and all my fans out there. Party till you sweat. Oh, yeah.
See you later.